My name is Alex Murphy. I am a professional figure skater. I'm a two-time champion of Dancing on Ice, and I'm the presenter of the show Celebs Go Skating. Oh gosh, so many things inspire me. I think I'm inspired by people very often. I'm inspired by my family. My mom is a figure skating coach, and she is an entrepreneur in her own right. My cousin is a philanthropist, and she runs a nonprofit. My boyfriend runs a complete social media team, so I'm inspired by that. I think I take things from different people, and that's what makes me want to do better. I'm actually a stroke survivor. I had a stroke when I was 24 years old. I was working on cruise ships and I was skating, and unfortunately we found out later that I had had a hole in my heart that led to a blood clot in my brain that made me have a stroke when I was just a kid. I did have surgery to fix it, and I fixed the hole in my heart, and fortunately I'm okay. But I do a lot of charity work to hopefully inspire and motivate people to kind of get back on the horse when everything's failed. It's weird. So I started skating when I was a kid. I was 1 in 10 months, and my mom put me on the ice like in diapers, basically. I really took to it, obviously, and then I turned professional when I was 17. I was picked up by Disney on Ice, so I ended up skating for Disney on Ice for 3 years, and then I skated with Royal Caribbean cruise ships for 5 years after that. And from there, they basically picked me up for Dancing on Ice in the Netherlands. So I skated for the Dutch version of the show. And before that, I had my stroke, so obviously I was recovering from things. But a couple years later, I got picked up by the UK version of Dancing on Ice, and then stayed there for 3 years. And slowly got into this weird like celebrity type thing where they bring you on other shows, and did Celebrity Coach Trip for Channel 4. I've done Pointless for the BBC, things like that. And now I create social media content, which is just not where I thought I'd ever be. So I think it's that saying, like, jack of all trades, expert at none. Like, I kind of just wanted to try and see what I would be good at. And obviously we had the global pandemic and everything was horrendous, and every ice rink was closed after, in 2020 come March time. And they kept every ice rink closed for 11 months, and I didn't know what I was gonna do, and I had no idea how I would make any money, and I had no idea what career path I was gonna go down. I knew I always wanted to be a presenter, and I just said, okay, well, what does everybody like, and what do I want to give to the world? And I remember sitting down with my boyfriend and saying, what can I give to people, like an act of service that would make people want to hang out with me, that would want to follow me? And he said, you're funny, why don't you try to make people laugh? And so I said, okay, I'll try it. And it was a bit daunting at first because everybody totally made fun of me. For the first 3 months of doing social media, everyone from Dancing on Ice ripped on me. And they said, what is she doing, what is she doing? And then it just worked. So my act of service of giving to people during this pandemic when it was so miserable, I was just trying to make funny content that people would have a good time and watch and like copy and repeat, and it ended up working. And then so now from there my social media platform grew, and I realized that that's a completely other field, the entertainment field, but I had the internet and I had a phone and I had the ability to teach myself how to edit and to teach myself how to do all these new things because we were all stuck at home. So I used that time to kind of like build a social media profile, if you want to call it. I would say it's definitely hard, and you have to have a thick skin. Like, you have to not be afraid to fail. You have to not be afraid to, not listen to what anyone else says. You're gonna post a picture and it's not gonna get any likes. It's the same thing with skating, and I think I was well prepared for it because I had skated my whole life, and always, you fall every day. And then you get back up and you do it again. And then you fall again and you do it again. And so with social media, it didn't really hurt me if people didn't like it because I was so used to failing at the sport that I loved. So it didn't really bother me. So I think I would say you have to really not care what anyone thinks, and you have to just realize that consistency is everything. If you keep putting out the same stuff over and over again, and you keep trying to reach an audience, and you keep trying to give acts of service to someone, whether it be you're selling them a product or you're teaching them something, or you're trying just to make them laugh, it's just all about, I believe, consistency. Like, don't give up. You're so close to like finding that one bit, that one video that's gonna make everyone love you. And it's hard. People don't realize it's a job, but it's another facet of the entertainment industry that if you're trying to break in, that can be a way. That's something that's in your control. So I always advocate for social media now. In the beginning, I was like, oh, it's so weird. It's such a strange platform, but it is the biggest thing that you can do right now. You can be a doctor on social media. You can be a dentist on social media, or you can just be a comedian. You can build your career that way. So it's a big thing. Big, huge shout out to Inside Success. Please like, subscribe, and follow.